welcome to Game Crunch, your weekly video game podcast. My name is Mike Anastasia, and with me today we have Nick.
Oh,
And Brandon.
hello.
We're here to talk about games and things.
Games and things.
Yep,
Things
fresh
and
off E3. I got games to talk about, because E3 happened.
And it's gone. Just like that.
It was
Like a thief in the night. Although EA still hasn't gone yet, so I mean it's just long E3 now.
Ever fleeting.
oh, Sony hasn't gone yet either. They're apparently having a state of play coming up, so there's that.
So they say. We'll see. We'll see
Yeah.
it when it happens. I mean,
Mhm.
does Sony have anything coming out there this year?
We don't know, so that's the problem.
Horizon, supposedly.
No, not this year.
Horizon's coming out this year.
I thought that was pushed back.
No. They doubled down saying it's coming out this year.
That's dumb.
That was God of War.
Sony was probably like, this shit better come out this year because we got nothing else.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Oh wait, we also hold on, I forgot to add something to the news that we can talk about later. I'm gonna try to keep the question marks going.
Okay.
There we go. Oh wait, I forgot an L. There we go. Wonderful. Yeah, no, they kicked God of War into 2022 or beyond, and then Horizon's supposed to be this year.
I guess we'll find out. We'll see. Who knows? I mean, it is a game. But anyways, let's talk about games we have played. You guys got Ratchet and Clank.
We
That's
do.
new and exciting. We didn't get to
Yeah.
talk about it last week. So tell us about it. How is it? Is it good? Is it bad? Are you happy
love
to have
it.
it back?
It's fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's
Mhm.
honestly really, really good. And the first time I've played a game on my PS5 went, wow, this is next gen.
Yeah, I agree with that. I would say it is my second favorite game of the year.
Which
It
first
is. It Takes Two, easily. It Takes Two is one of the best games I've played in like actual years, not just this year, but actual years. It's
Well, I
fucking
mean-
phenomenal.
Last year was a shit show.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, I know, but I would say like even since trying to think of like the last game I felt this strongly about, like this strongly. Like I fully think
With It
this
Takes
game.
Two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like It Takes Two, like you guys,
Joseph
it's,
Fares.
yeah, it's the same guy who, fuck the Oscars, that man, who
Mhm.
makes games that are only made to be played in co-op. And it is like he took everything from A Way Out and was like, how can I make this better in every way, shape, and form? And then he did. And then it's just fantastic. Moving on though, Ratchet and Clank.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal game. It's great. Everything about it is awesome.
Why? What's so great about it?
I mean, the worlds are big and expansive and very interesting to traverse and go and explore around and whatnot. And also, I really like the fact that there is exploration to be had here.
Yeah. Same.
And then on top of that, I really like the jumping in and out of portals thing that then allows you to do the exploration in another completely different world area, like in the blink of a fucking eye. That shit's so
Mhm.
cool.
I've been enjoying that like each planet is basically like how do I say like an overworld? It's just every planet itself is an open world section of the game that you can go walk
Mhm.
around and explore and do shit in.
Mhm.
I've actually I have been playing it, surprisingly, but what I've been doing was I haven't moved on to the next planet until I can unlock everything in that area, and so far I've been doing that. I'm about halfway through the game.
There's eventually there's eventually some you can't do that.
Yes,
And you're coming up on them now.
Well, I'm the point I am in the game. I'm getting, I'll say without any spoilers, I'm getting crystals to make a gun. And the thing that was before that had the kind of like mob boss or the mob rush mode. Like I finished all of that, and obviously you can't continue on because you got to unlock more. I've been doing that and like upgrading all of my guns. Like my main blaster is level 5, completely upgraded out the ass because I've just been going around and collecting all the rare titanium, and I keep running the horde modes basically to upgrade my guns to get them better to progress throughout the game. And like I found so far for every planet I've been to, I found that I can every bolt, every piece of armor, like anything that I can get on that planet, I'm not moving on till I have all of those things.
Yeah, it's one of those games where I really feel like the collecting aspect of it is just so much fun.
Oh yeah, and like honestly, like this is definitely going to come up in Game of the Year talk for me.
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt.
Because this for me again is one of those moments, and I had this with Spider-Man, which interestingly enough is from the same developer, that like this is one of the games I've played lately that it doesn't feel like I have to play like an interactive movie. It just feels like a video game,
Yep.
which is like great. That's all I want. Like there's like in the last in the last year or so of the games I've played, like Ghost of Tsushima, which is great, it feels more like an interactive movie than anything. Whereas Ratchet and
Hmm.
Clank to me just feels like modern day PS2 game, and like
Yeah, I
that's what
agree.
I wanted. So it's been just really, really good.
So here's my other question. Have you had a single frame drop? Because I haven't.
No, I'm playing in performance RT mode, and
Same.
interestingly enough, they didn't advertise this, Brandon.
Hmm.
But if you have a 120 hertz monitor, the game runs at 120 hertz.
I knew it felt smoother for some reason.
Because
Neat.
I was playing it in my living room because that's a bigger screen. But
Hmm.
then when my buddy sent me a thing that says, "Hey, if you have a monitor that can run this, try it out." So my main PC monitor is 120 hertz. I hooked the PS5 up. Sure enough, booted into the game and it was around 120 hertz. And then since my monitor has like different like settings for like gaming stuff, I was able to make the game look even prettier on my computer monitor than it does on my TV.
Very
Now, mind
nice.
you, I went back to playing it on my TV because it's just more comfortable. Like I hate
Hmm.
like I enjoy more so sitting on my couch playing those kinds of games. And one
Hmm.
day I'll upgrade my TV to have something that's good enough to keep up with the PS5. But like
Mm.
it's just interesting that like that game runs like so fucking well.
So I actually want to share this with you because I shared it in my other Discord. Basically, I have all of my everything set up on this one table area that I've got going on right now. I'm gonna show you a picture. I've got my 4K TV next to me. I've got my 3K monitor in front of me, and then I got my 1080p monitor for streaming over to the
Mhm.
left of me. And I think honestly, the the monitor, like you were saying, just in general, does feel like a shit ton better. And I didn't know that it had 120 hertz, but I knew
Yeah.
something was weird with it. I was like, this feels way better for some reason. And
Yeah.
then, well, there you go.
So that's why it might be
Okay,
feeling
there we go.
better for some reason. But I'm loving it so far. I think it's one of the best games. Well, I mean, one of the only games exclusively for the PS5. But like
Now,
definitely
Returnal also exists, and Returnal's fantastic.
yeah,
But
but
it's
yeah,
bumped
what
down to number three
Returnal,
for me.
Ratchet and Clank, and like what else that you need specifically a PS5 for?
No. You're
Yeah.
well, Astrobot's Playroom.
Oh well, yeah,
Uh,
that too.
anyway, I
Um.
posted the little image so you could
Oh
see
yeah,
now.
you see what you got here. Oh yeah, there we go. You got a whole battle station set up there.
I do.
So yeah, I've been just having a shit ton of fun with it. It's beautiful. I love Rivet. She's a great character.
Yeah, I was expecting Rivet to like maybe get annoying, but like Rivet's actually better than Ratchet in
Yeah,
this
no, I
game.
agree. No, she's great. So just all around very good. Loving it.
Hmm.
Loving it, love it. And actually, so next week, I'm off for like an entire week. So I
Hmm.
might be able to fucking finish this next week.
Yeah, I really need to
Very
finish this.
well, Nick.
There's a small problem with this game. Whenever I thought I was gonna finish this game, I didn't. It just kept
Yeah.
going. That's pretty much the only issue I have with this game. But I only had that issue because of the fact that I streamed it for 14 hours straight.
Yeah.
Like that's probably where my problem came from, you know?
Yeah, probably. Um,
I also was playing on the highest difficulty because I let the viewers decide what difficulty we would play on.
you
Yeah,
made a
I went with
mistake.
Renegade Legend. What?
I said that was a mistake.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
for 14 hours, I mean, I only
You
died
did it.
towards the
Yeah,
very end, you know?
you definitely did it.
But I think I got like one world left or something, and then the final boss fight for me. But quite literally, I fell asleep in the middle of playing it.
Oh my god,
During my 14 hours.
14 hours.
Well, I mean, you know,
that's what happens.
it's what happens, yeah.
Yeah.
I
I guess.
played from like 5 p.m. until 9 a.m., almost 10
Ew.
a.m. So yeah, with very few breaks in between. So you know, there's that. I like I said at the end, I literally saw, it's like the only reason the end came about is because when I fell asleep, my toe hit my fucking power cable in the back of my PC, and it yanked my internet cable out by mistake.
Oh my god.
Because you know when you like just kind of fall completely asleep. No, I have an older Ethernet cable, and when I fell asleep, my toe accidentally snagged it. You know, you go completely like out of it asleep, like just legs, arms, everything. But yeah, that was me.
So you were just fucked up.
I was completely dead. And I'm glad I stopped because like I stopped at 9 and my friend who was playing alongside me at the same time and everything, he continued until 12. So he and me were trying to complete the game at the same time and he finished it at 12 when I fell asleep at 9. So I mean, I feel like I probably have like maybe 4 hours left, which is quite a bit, honestly.
Yeah.
So this game's like maybe 15 hours or so if you're like playing on the highest difficulty. So probably on normal difficulty like 7 or 8. I don't know.
Yeah.
Good game though. It's fantastic.
Very
game.
good. I am loving every minute of it.
You're like a McDonald's commercial over there. Like, I'm loving it.
No, this is really good.
Loving it. I'm not saying it's bad. Just saying
Mhm.
your McDonald's commercial.
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck.
Fuck. So yeah, that's the only game that I have to talk about. So Brandon, if you just want to keep it going.
Oh, yeah.
Going, Brandon.
Okay, so what did I fucking write down here? I don't even know. Oh yeah, so I'm just gonna move on because I already talked about Ratchet and Clank. I was just kind of piggybacking off of Nick there. I played the new Dungeons and Dragons game
Yeah.
that was released on Game Pass. It's called Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance.
Was it good?
No.
Oh,
Was it dark?
Well, yeah, some of the content is. So here's the thing. To say outright that it's not a good game would be a lie, but it's also the truth. So this is a developer that has made a single other game. So that should already tell you enough right there. They're very understaffed. They're very ambitious for what they wanted to make. But they don't quite have the talent yet. And that's a bit of an issue. So this game, it works. It's fine.
it works.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay. I guess that's a lie also. All right. So, we were playing it on 3 different systems. I was playing on PC. One of my friends was playing also on PC. And then 2 of them were playing on Xbox One X and Xbox Series X.
Okay.
So, that was how we played the game. We all had different experiences. Everyone had one of the exact same experiences as everyone else. And that was, this game has input lag. No matter what system you're on, be it PC, Xbox Series X, or Xbox One X, all of them had input lag in the game itself, even in single player, when not connected to the internet. So, it's just the game, which is really bad. So, yeah, there's a lot of moves, and essentially what this game is a hack and slash game with loot grinding mechanics, and it's in the Dark Alliance Dungeons and Dragons universe, which is a series of books, as well as games. And you hear of, like, Icewind Dale, and that's what this game takes place in. That sort of deal. So, like, if you ever heard of Icewind Dale, then
Yeah.
you kind of know what you're getting into here. So, there's that. The characters are really interesting. There's a lot of like lore that's based off of the books and other such things that works really, really well and is very well made. There's a lot of really neat and interesting ideas, such as when you fight hordes of monsters and everything, you then are given the option to take a short rest, which creates a checkpoint. But if you choose not to take a short rest, you know, like from Dungeons and Dragons, then your gear that will drop in the upcoming fights will actually increase. Very cool idea. I like that idea.
Really
And
cool.
it's pretty neat. The enemies you fight have a lot of characteristics to them. We fought this one character who was like a big ass troll dude and everything, who was cooking up dwarves. Yeah. And like he was talking about soup and everything, and he's telling everyone, all the other trolls, like the soup's not ready yet and everything, and then you see him like mixing the soup with like a spoon, and he like pulls it out, and there's just faces from all the dwarves and everything. So it can get kind of dark and that sort of thing, and it's very funny at times as well because the way he responds, he's like, "I'll put your asses in there if you don't shut the fuck up," you know. He's just like screaming at the other things, and he was expecting it to be other trolls and whatnot, but it was me and my party that showed up instead to kick his ass. The problem here is the amount of issues we ran into. After every single run of a like area, we would get kicked back to the start screen. And when that didn't happen, for some reason, I saw myself at level 7 and everyone else saw themselves at level 6. And then when they joined my game, they were both level 1 and I was level 7. That was weird and didn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense.
My buddy playing on the Xbox One X, he had this problem where whenever he would move the camera, so would the shadows. The shadows were like tied to the camera. So like when he moved, the shadows moved with his camera movement. So
he
it
is
made
the
everything yeah, essentially. So it made everything really weird, and it just didn't feel natural because like he was quite literally only casting shadows and creating shadows in areas that he was looking at that moment in time, which didn't make any sense to me or anyone else there. I guess they tried to lower like performance gain by only showing the shadows where you're looking directly, but that doesn't work when you tie it to the camera because I don't fucking know. It just didn't work. And he said it was very disorienting and just did not like feel right to him when playing. Like it just felt off to the point where it was like, I don't like this. That kind of off. My other friend, he it is jank. This game is very jank. Like that's the easiest way to put it. It's very jank. If you're on past gen consoles like the Xbox One X or the Xbox One or whatever else it releases on, you're not going to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
As simple as that. It just there's too many concessions that were taken, and it's just not good because of that. The game that's here, in general, is a lot of fun and very enjoyable, and like the loot aspects and getting armor that are like based off of sets from Dungeons and Dragons lore and piecing those sets together and getting different attributes to your character and whatnot and changing the way your character actually looks by putting on armor, something that even fucking Avengers didn't do, is really cool. It's really neat. You don't have to pay for any of the armor. All the cosmetics are actually cosmetics in the game that you buy with the gold that your party gets on missions. It's awesome. It's great. That's all fantastic things.
Yeah.
The issue here with this game is simply that the people that made it don't know how to make what they were doing, and they had a lot of ambition, but not a lot of talent, which is a shame, because it's very obvious here that they clearly care about the source material because of all the like lore stuff that's very heavily referencing the books and the other games of Dungeons and Dragons, and it feels great. It looks great, all that. But then you've got the stuttering issues, got levels resetting when they're not actually resetting, but resetting for one player but not the others. You got people getting stuck in wall. You got AI that you can literally just beat the shit out of with projectiles if you're on a higher elevation than them. So like climb up to a higher elevation, just start shooting down, you're gonna win that fight every single time. So that's problematic. You have AI that like will eventually just be like the world's worst dungeon master decided that he had a really bad day and he makes everyone like want to fucking die by the end of the campaign. You'll have that eventually happen where you're just playing missions and it's like everything's totally fine and dandy, there's no issues whatsoever, and then you just get one shot out of nowhere and you're like, what the fuck? And it's just like, oh yeah, the DM really hates this guy in particular. And I know that's not what they were going for, but it really feels like you're fighting with a DM that really doesn't want you to be alive. So that's funny. And just general, like I said, the game feels unfinished and unpolished, but I don't think it's because of like rushing it out, more so as it was like these people just didn't know how to make what they were trying really hard to make, and it's very obvious that they tried, but they just didn't get it. I think with some patches, this might be like a really good game, but it's going to need like a lot of patches. And since these people are like a fairly small and like they've only made one other game kind of team, I don't know if we're going to get those patches, which is a damn shame because what is here would be great if it worked.
Do you think it's something they're gonna like actually dedicate time to?
I think they might try, but I'm not sure if their publisher will allow them, which is the problem. You know what I mean? Because like you have
Yeah.
to pay money for patches on current gen systems still, from what I understood after looking some things up. And if that's the case, with this being a smaller team and like one that's only made a single other game in the past, and they're already having a bad rap because they messed up their one chance. I don't know if Wizards of the Coast is going to be like, all right, Turk Games, give it another go. Like, I don't really think it's going to happen, which is a shame because these people could make a really great game if they had the resources and the talent to do so.
Yeah, I mean, it's a learning experience for a lot of companies too. So maybe this is just a step for them in the right direction.
I mean, one of the good things about this, though, is it is on Game Pass. So at the end of the day, you don't really have to pay for it if you have Game Pass. And if they do get the ability to put out those updates, it'll be a lot easier with them already being tied to Game Pass. At least that's my assumption. Not 100% sure, but that's my assumption. So,
That's fair.
yeah. But yeah, with the stuttering and the game bugs and all this other stuff, I just can't recommend it in its current form. But I mean, give it a few months, and if it's on sale and if they fix some things, I would definitely recommend picking it up if you like D&D and stuff like that.
Sounds good.
I do love D&D, but I will not pay money for it in its current state.
Oh,
You
that's
got
why I said
Game Pass, right?
you have Game Pass. Yeah,
It's free on Game Pass?
it's free on Game Pass.
I
I definitely mentioned that multiple times.
that completely, I don't know why that went over my head.
Mm-hmm. That's
Maybe
why I
thought
said,
Brandon was talking about the other Game Pass.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, true.
the other Game Pass, yeah.
Mhm.
All right, so the last game I actually ended up getting is called Bright Memory. I've talked about this before, but I ended up refunding it a long time ago because it just wasn't working. And I know now with a lot of other stuff that's come out, I can try it again. So I did. So I played Bright Memory with all the new like tech I have in my PC and whatnot, and I see that if you purchase the game, you still are getting the sequel for free because this is essentially a $10 demo slash like tech showcase sort of deal. The game's like 40 minutes. I think I finished in 30 one of my runs. And it's basically a way of showing off ray tracing as well as like next gen stuff. It's like Devil May Cry, but with guns.
That Devil May Cry had guns.
It's like it's like Sonic the Hedgehog, but with
No.
like rings.
No, I mean, okay, so you know how Devil May Cry has like the point system where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, B, badass,
Like stylish
awesome.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that sort of thing. So they have that going on, and depending on how like different your combos are with your guns, and this is a first person shooter, let me go ahead and clarify that, the combos and things like climb up the ranks and you get more points for it and whatnot. So it's essentially you've got like a 40-minute time attack game running to try to beat the game and get the highest amount of points you possibly can by being just really stylish and cool. I picked it up because Bright Memory Infinite, not Infamy, Infinite was announced again recently, and they showed off some more trailers. And anyone that owns Bright Memory gets Infinite for free. So I was like, hey, you know what? Fuck it, whatever. So $10 for what is essentially probably going to be another $30 game at the end of the day. I was like, okay, that's not a bad trade. So you get a demo which you can play through, and then you also get a full game for free when it releases soon. And yeah, it's really fun, and they've fixed a lot of the stuff here, and because of the stuff that they fixed, it's way more enjoyable, and I do actually see this working very well on next gen consoles because I can already almost run this at like 1440p without any sort of downscaling or anything, with no issue whatsoever. So on consoles running it at 4K 60 with the downscaling tech that they have, I definitely see that working. So, yeah. The good game. It's actually a lot of fun. It's makes really no sense whatsoever. You have a glove, you can control some light stuff. It's also a grappling hook. It's mostly just a really weird foreign game. Some kind of foreign game. I'm not sure which one it is. It might be Chinese, not 100% sure. That is all about just showing off tech, showing off, what the game can do, and you showing off when you play the like time attack and score attack mode thing. So it's cool. It's worth $10. It's worth $7.99 plus you get another game with it. And if you have ray tracing tech already, I mean, there's no real reason not to give it a go if you are interested in finding something else that runs with ray tracing. So there's that. Moving on from that, I do have one other thing because I used FSR. I don't know if I talked about FSR.
No, what the
I don't even know what it is.
Fidelity Super Resolution for AMD, which was recently announced, which is AMD's answer to DLSS, which is a upscaling technology that makes a smaller image and then upscales it and makes it super fucking cool and basically run at a higher frame rate and that sort of deal. So about a month ago now, they showed off their flagship title for testing it, running FSR, and they were saying, like, if you run, like, ultra quality FSR, you're going to get, like, 15 to 20 more FPS than you normally would get with very little image loss. So I decided to give it a try on their flagship title that they were testing it with, which is Godfall, and it works. It doesn't look quite as good as they were showing it to look, but it does look, for a starting point, quite good. And if you remember things like the DLSS, it's gone through 1.0 and 2.0 and 2.1 now, and it's gotten better along the ways, and I fully see AMD's technology of FSR working that way as well. For Nick, in case you don't know about FSR, FSR actually will work on every single graphics card ever made in the last 5 to 7 years.
So my Radeon card or my RX 580 should be able to use it then. Is what you're
It
saying.
is one of the flagship cards that they're advertising it for.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, it works on.
Oh, I think I got an email.
But here's
from
the other
AMD
thing. Here's the other
day
thing
about like an update for it, and then I was like, I'll read this, and I didn't.
So your Radeon 580 will work on it, but I have an NVIDIA card. It works on NVIDIA cards too. They made the technology to work on every card, not just AMD cards, which is where they're going to end up beating out
I love
DLSS.
that I currently
well.
have no games that can utilize it.
Yeah, so some of the games that will be using it are Far Cry 6, Godfall, which is currently using it, Terminator Resistance.
But then I gotta play Godfall. Who the fuck?
Yeah, I know. Terminator Resistance, which is using it as well. They also have a recommend us games to add it into, and they're like talking with the developers to add it because this is added in the game itself. Yeah, they're going.
I'm reading
really
the
hard
email,
on this.
I'm reading the email that they sent to me about FSR, and it works all the way back to RX 460.
Correct. It's
insane.
And
like any AMD Ryzen processor that has integrated Radeon graphics.
Mm-hmm. And every single NVIDIA card as well, which is the real kicker, because NVIDIA's like, you can only use DLSS on ray tracing cards, and then AMD was like, fuck it, I'll do it myself. They did the same thing, and now people with like 1060s are able to take the flagship card, the card that like everyone uses, or like the mass majority of people on PC use. As actually polled by a large sum of people to find out what the number one card that's used on PC is. 1060 is the one that showed up, and they made sure that it would work perfectly with that card to the point where it's going to add like a year to 5 years of extra lifespan to these graphics cards that not AMD, but NVIDIA was trying to make obsolete. So it's a really good thing that they're doing for everyone, right now, basically.
Nice. I'll have to update my after the podcast. Obviously, I'm not gonna update my graphics drivers mid recording.
Yeah, go for it. You got
Although that
this.
would be an
That'd be fun.
interesting. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I'll do it after the podcast, and then hopefully one day I'll have a game that uses it.
I would recommend looking into the Terminator Resistance game. I'm actually thinking about picking it up myself. I don't know if you've looked at it at all, but it's basically if Fallout 4 was a better game,
Oh shit. Okay, bet.
but in the Terminator universe. So, yeah, it looks pretty cool. And it's on sale right now because Steam sale just started. So there's that.
Nice. All right. Well, maybe I'll look into it. I'm not too big into like Terminator stuff in general.
Oh yeah, no, I totally get it.
So
It just looks like it'd be really fun.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else is on there. I know Godfall's on there, which I already had Godfall because I got it for $10. So I was like, you know what, fuck it.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, doesn't hurt.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know what else they put on FSR games. Okay, yeah, it was also on Riftbreaker Anno. What? Why is it on Anno 1800? That's kind of weird, in my opinion.
Why not?
Yeah, I guess so.
Throw it on anything that takes it.
Oh yeah, here's the list. Godfall, Anno 1800, Riftbreaker, Terminator Resistance, King's Hunt, Evil Genius 2, 22 Racing Series. I don't know what that is, but it looks really cool. It's not out yet, but it supports it already. What? What?
Eh?
I don't know. Oh no, don't tell me. Oh no. Oh no.
What?
22 Racing Series is a game about real-time strategy racing, future physics racer, team battles. It is a game that's going to become or they're already aiming to have it become a esport. It also has blockchain integration for NFTs, and the more you play, the more Bitcoin you mine and actually earn. You mine Bitcoin and earn it for winning tournaments.
That's exciting.
Uh,
No, it's not.
You can get so many bitcoins.
one is enough.
One literally is enough. It's $33,000. Like you're good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you get one. That's it.
$34,000 actually right now. Dude,
Ooh.
this is a VR game? What?
Oh, Brandon's all in now. Can't wait to
I
hear
was-
about big car racing next week.
It's not out yet.
Oh, whenever it comes out then. 2 weeks.
Does this have ray tracing? What the fuck is this game?
What is happening?
I
It
don't
has
know,
all
man.
the things.
It really does. This is like buzzwords of the game. Oh, it's already on my wish list. When did I wish list this? It doesn't matter.
I thought everything is on your wish list.
All right,
Yeah.
Far Cry 6, Resident Evil Village, Dota 2.
Brandon probably is like his wish list is backwards from everyone else. He has to remove things from his wish list. Like
You
everything
know-
just by
all right,
default
all right,
is
all right.
on it.
All right, how much do you think is on my wish list? Just give me a number.
73.
No.
All right, what about you, Nick?
That's being. I think you're definitely at this point in the thousands.
Nick is closer. I have 882 things on my wish list.
See, exactly. Brandon has to remove things off his wish list. It's backwards.
So the way I do my way I use my wish list on Steam is like if I see something that interests me, I put it on my wish list instantly, because if that game goes on sale, they then send you an email for any game that's on your wish list that goes on sale. So that's why I have so many things on my wish list. So that way I know if there's ever a sale on anything that I'm remotely interested in. I basically use my wish list to find out when sales are on for games I might be interested in.
Hey, that's fair.
So there's that.
What else you got?
Oh, I'm done. I don't want to talk anymore.
That's all I
Done.
go.
All right, I got a couple things to talk about. So it was before last week's episode, but we finally got back to playing Jackbox Party Pack 7, those last two games.
Mm-hmm.
And Brandon, you were right; they were much better. What was it? The Devils and the Details.
In the details. That one's a lot of fun because, like I said, it just feels like a WarioWare game.
It was, and like it was interesting because the first time we played it, we failed miserably because we like didn't work together, and but
Oh, yeah,
everyone
it's
was like,
difficult.
Yeah, but they were all like, I actually kind of like this. So we tried again. So we actually went through it again and ended up doing pretty well with it.
Mm-hmm.
So we ended up liking that one a lot. And it's nice because it's a lot different from like pretty much any other Jackbox game you've played.
That's why I liked it too.
Yeah, that was really cool. And then we did Champed Up as well.
Champed Up's one of my favorites. It's so much fun.
I was surprised they all ended up liking it too. And I was like, wow,
nice.
I didn't really just pick the two shittiest Jackbox party games from last time.
I was like, dude, you picked the worst one.
Yeah. And it was funny with Champed Up too, because at first, like the first round, they were kind of like, this is dumb. But then by the end, they were like really into it.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, oh man, like they're like, I love this.
As you play Champed Up more, it gets better. Like that's just how it is. Because like when we were playing it, at first we all kind of felt the same way, but like we had our own little in jokes that we brought into it, and like everyone that was in on the in jokes, just the further the game went, and the more characters that got brought back that were drawn by different people, and the more things of us making fun of each other with drawings, the better the game got.
Yeah, it was funny. We ended up having a really good time with it. I think this is a game too. I think they just announced that you can get, when you're done playing, you can actually order like a pack of cards.
That's
with
awesome.
Your characters on it, like a fighting game. Yeah. So I thought that was kind of cool.
That's so cool.
They did just like literally just today. I just happened to see it because I went to the Jackbox website to see what the games were that I couldn't remember the names for them. And apparently they just announced Jackbox Party Pack 8 is going to have Drawful Anime in it. And stuff that you do animations. Breaking news of today. So it sounds like it would be pretty fun. It looks pretty cool. So yeah,
I'm interested in this.
Yeah, and I picked up Jackbox Party Pack 5. I haven't played it yet, but they had it on sale for like the E3 sale. So I was like, all right, sure. I'm like, I wanted it just because they had You Don't Know Jack, like the one that's like 10 players or whatever. So I was like, yes, finally a different trivia game. So yeah, so there's that. I got the Age of Calamity DLC. That's been fun. I've been poking around on that. They had it, like, if you watch just like what they said at E3, they're just like, yeah, there's some new weapons and whatever. And it's honestly it's surprisingly amount more of content than I expected. I mean, usually the Hyrule Warriors like DLC was always like that too. They'd be like, yeah, here's another character, and then they'd be like, oh yeah, and we didn't say it, but there's like a whole other map, and then there's this is kind of the same deal. Like they raised the weapon levels on everything. They made like this whole like challenge area that they were talking about was actually like a brand new like skills like challenge board thing. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it actually is. I only unlocked one of the new weapons so far, and it's like the Guardian Gauntlet. So like Link basically is walking around with two Guardian legs and just swinging them and shit. And it sounds so dumb, but it's actually really fun. So that was pretty cool. I'm probably playing that for a while. I finished up Breath of the Wild, my second playthrough. Really enjoyed that, and thought it was a lot of fun to go back through and play it again. I talked about it the week before E3. I don't think I really have anything extra to say in it, but I had a wild thought this last week, and it's not going to happen. But I'm just going to share it. It's because my crazy like thought pattern. So I was like, you know what? Like I know people have like love-hate relationship with Breath of the Wild. I mean, it is a very well-liked game. But, I mean, there are some people that have some like qualms with it. But it's like, you know what? This type of world would work really well with. And I was like, Metroid Prime. Like if they stuck Metroid Prime in like a large like overarching world like this, and the shrines were like Samus puzzles where you go and got like your extra like missile containers and energy tanks and shit like that, and it had like just different things around that. I was like, that would be pretty good fit with it. I mean, obviously you wouldn't have weapon durability because that's not a thing. But I was like, that'd be a really interesting way to do it. Who knows? I mean, Metroid Prime is, I mean, not quite like open world, but that's kind of the general idea of what they do. And you just add power-ups as you go along and do things. Like, because it would work if you added like the power-ups and just like, oh, I don't have this yet. Let me go back and do this. But like, it would work a bit better than say like Breath of the Wild does, where they're just like, we're just going to give you everything and let you come back to it later. I don't think that makes any sense. That was my wild idea. How about that? I had it. But
I kind of agree there. I think that would work too.
Yeah, I don't think Nintendo's going to put that much money into Metroid.
No. Wait. Well, Not now, but I'm hoping. Well, if I could just riff about Metroid real quick, would you if you allow me to do that?
Yeah, of course.
The games have been selling wildly on like the Wii U Virtual Console, and Dread has like just killer like pre-order numbers. So I'm hoping
Oh yeah.
Nintendo will take this and be like, oh, they still like this, and maybe do like better stuff with Metroid.
I know it's like because you gotta think about all the special editions sold out, all
Yep,
the amiibo
everything.
sold out, both the Metroid games. At least they're on the Virtual Console. I don't see about Prime because I think Prime is on. Like the Prime trilogy, I think is on like the Wii for like the Wii U Virtual Console thing. I don't know how that is on there, but I know the two Game Boy games are selling really well.
Yeah,
And like pretty much every Amazon in the world, like Metroid Dread is the top. So I mean, it's pretty impressive. I don't think anyone would have expected that
Hmm.
at all. So maybe.
maybe.
But then if they do that, they'll be like, yeah, Metroid Prime's coming out in like 2030. So hope you guys are ready. We're working on it. We started over again just for you clowns. So I don't know. But I'm excited for that. It looks really good. And Metroid Dread, if you've been looking at our Twitter, that's why I'm talking about Metroid now, because I actually started back through some of the old Metroid games. I figured I'd give like all the 2D ones a swing before Dread comes out.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I went through. I played Zero Mission again. Love that game. Although I had a bit of I was not as smooth with it as I had the last couple times I played through it because it's been a couple of years at this point. I used to play it like quite regularly.
Is Zero Mission on the 3DS?
No,
Was that from the? I thought that was from the fucking
Fusion is.
I know Fusion was. I was trying to figure out because I was trying to go back and play it myself because I never played Zero Mission. I just played the first one outright, and
Mhm.
it's ass. So I wanted to play Zero Mission this time around, and I'm too afraid to look up prices for used copies of that game right now.
Yeah, I don't know if I would do that either. But you can get it on the Wii U, and then it's a good way to play it.
Oh, okay. I can put my Wii U in.
Yeah, that's what I say. Those games have been selling really well. I don't even remember what the Game Boy game prices are on that, but it's not too
Oh,
bad. Uh,
I just found a loose listing for Metroid Zero Mission for $51, but they're definitely going up in price.
yeah, they are. It's got to be like Zero Mission's got to be like what $10 on the Wii U.
Yeah, maybe I'll do it on the Wii U. Find my Wii U.
I mean, it's got a giant fucking screen. I don't know how you could lose it.
That's true.
Let's see what it is. I'm booting up the page right now. See the price. Students will nuts. $7.99 for Zero Mission.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, so that's a great way to play. So I played it on the. I just stuck my cartridge in the Game Boy player and played it on my GameCube, and so that's part of the reason why I had a mixed bag experience this time. So I don't know if it's just like my house or if I was just lazy and I didn't check the batteries that I had in my Wavebird, but like I kept on stuttering. Like I don't know. Have you guys ever had Wavebirds?
Yeah.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, like I don't know if you ever had it. Like if you get like weird connection issues or if like the batteries start to like get low, like you'll get stuttering sometimes, or like the controller will stutter. And so like Samus kept on stuttering on me at like the end of the game, and it became the most frustrating thing ever.
Takes a
Because
while.
I shit you not, like the most frustrating battle in the entirety of Zero Mission is Mother Brain.
Oh
I
yeah.
had to beat Mother Brain 4 times to get through this.
Mother Brain in the original iteration of that game is a bitch.
Yeah, it sucks. So
Yeah.
but what ended up happening was like I would get through the Mother Brain segment, and then I get to like the escape like thing, and then Samus would like stutter on the platforms and fall down, and then I would lose the planet would explode,
Yeah.
and then I get sent back to the checkpoint, and I'd be like, "You motherfuckers!
You know
You
what's
couldn't have stuck a checkpoint right after Mother Brain. You're gonna be starting this all over again."
really funny to me is like I played like the first Zelda on the NES and the first Metroid, and like honestly, truly, I understand I'm looking at it from like a different perspective because I didn't play those games when they first came out. But realistically, I don't understand how anybody enjoyed those games when they first came out because they're just bad. They're just so bad.
Zelda 1 is at least still playable to some degree.
To some degree, yes.
Like Metroid is not, I would be like because I guess that's probably just because that was like the era of like you get a game that's all you're gonna have for 6 months, and it's just like I guess I'm just gonna walk around and bomb everything for fucking day. See if anything
I
breaks
will say
open.
it's nice that I have that underneath my belt that I did finish it. I can be like,
Yeah.
yeah, I did that, but never again.
Never ever.
No.
Never ever 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 ever. It's horrible. It's the worst thing. Zero Mission's so much fun. I love Zero Mission's great until you get to Mother Brain. And then the segment after Mother Brain to a certain point, which I won't spoil, because I don't know how much you know about it. And if you are
The
gonna
first
play
one?
it for Zero Mission.
I mean, it's just one, isn't it?
It's one, but they added some extra stuff.
Oh yeah, no. I've never played it. Actually, I'll talk about that later at the end of the podcast when we update stuff. But yeah, continue.
Yeah. So like there's like a point from like Mother Brain to just a little bit after Mother Brain. It's kind of annoying. And then
Mhm.
it's great again. So but like the frustrating parts like aren't that bad, and it's maybe like 30 minutes. So it's just like any game's fucking like 2-hour game. Like just it's not bad. Like it's great. It's fun to play through. I love it. And like the first part of the game is just so exhilarating, just going to blow shit up. I love it. So Zero Mission was great. So then I finished that and I went straight into Metroid or Samus Returns, because I hadn't played that since it were like the re-release on the 3DS again,
Mhm.
and that was fun. It was different than I remember. Not necessarily bad. It's different. So, but it was. I had a good time with it. It was fun. Because I forgot about like all the Aeon powers. I guess. Like I remembered that they were there, but then I didn't remember that they were there.
Mm.
And that game still like it does a really good job of updating the things. I think. But it still leaves a lot of the like exploration intact. Like it's not like Zero Mission or Fusion where it like literally points out where you need to go.
Mhm.
It's just like, yeah, just go kill like 10 Metroids that are around here somewhere. Figure it the fuck out, and we'll see you when you're done with that. So it was nice. I mean, it looks great, it plays great. I don't necessarily agree with Nick's statement. I think last time we talked about it that it's like a quick time like movie the game. But
Not that it's a quick time movie. The game. It's just that it. I feel like they fall on it a little bit too much.
yeah, I don't disagree with you there. Like the melee counter is like you have to use it a lot, but you don't have to use it. But it encourages you to use it with almost every enemy.
And that's what scares me about Dread is it seems like it's not only there, but it's improved. Like it's and improved not in a good way, but like they're like, hey, we have more of this, and we figured out more ways to do this.
Well, in that one, like in this game, it's only defensive. Like when they go to attack, you can use it. With Dread, like they say, you can use it offensively. So, I mean, maybe that'll make a difference. We'll see. We really haven't seen too much of like that side of it. At least I don't feel like we did. So we'll see. I guess. I will say though, like the one thing about did you finish Samus Returns, Nick?
No.
So once you get to a certain point, basically those clicks don't matter anymore, anyways.
Okay.
So because like basically once you have powerful enough weapons, like they're dead before they even get a chance to attack you, and you just like blaze right through them. And it's like because you get like your plasma beam and your wave beam, and you're shooting through walls. Like they can't even get close to you before they can even try to attack you. So it's or like your what's it called? The spin thing where you're spinning.
For attack?
Yes. It's screw attack. And then they'll just dash right into you and be like, oh, you killed yourself, stupid.
Idiot.
So dumb. So yeah, I mean I think that was fun. So I think it was nice to go back to and see everything again and just how they touched up. It made me a little bit more excited for Dread. So I like more or less what they did with it. And the story stuff that they set up with it, because they did add some like after the game you like unlock some like story like background stuff, and it's super spoilery, but I would be surprised if it didn't tie into Dread. So that would be interesting. And then I just briefly started Super Metroid, so I don't really have anything to start on that.
Super. I mean, I haven't finished Fusion to completion, and I haven't finished Samus Returns, but like Super's is so fucking good.
Yeah, no, Super is great. It is really good. I enjoy it. I enjoy like a lot of the stuff that they did with that, and like I know there was like threats of them doing a remake of it. It's really not a game that needs it. You just need a little bit of patience because the game has all the it doesn't have some of the nice quality of life stuff that like the newer games have, like better checkpoints and things, but it still has the map for you. It still has a lot of the like indicators to let you know that the items nearby.
Hmm.
and you're a total badass. Like by the time you get to the end, so I mean those things work really well. It's got great music too. I love the music for Super Metroid, and some surprises. There's some surprises in there that always get me too. So I was like that. So I just got. I don't even know. I didn't even get to like. I think maybe like one of the first like major-ish boss fights in Super Metroid, and that's where I stopped. I just started it like a day ago, so I wasn't really expecting it too far.
Hmm.
Just something else I was just gonna say about Metroid. Yeah, so I was reading something and it made a really good like thought thing for me because it was about Other M, and they were basically like, what's the value of the story of Other M like overall? Because it fits in between Super Metroid and Fusion, and they're basically like nothing, and it adds absolutely nothing to the value of like the Metroid story.
Mhm.
And I was thinking about it, and I was like, it's kind of true because it really doesn't add any like meaningful gameplay stuff. I mean, I would say like maybe like the melee stuff kind of evolved from that, but you have like story wise, like you already knew what happened with the baby Metroid, and that's shit. And then Adam, you already knew everything you needed to know about him from Fusion, so it's just kind of like, yeah. And I guess when
Yeah, Other M was kind of like a weird decision on their part.
yeah. Oh, there was one bit. They're just like there is one story bit that I guess it does explain. And they were just like, how does Ridley get into fusion? Like I guess that explains that,
Yeah.
which I had never thought about yet. But yeah, that's it. That's all it is. It's just kind of like a little filler, but not really. And like if you miss it, you're not missing anything. So that's all I got to say about Metroid. So nothing else.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys ready to go on to news?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What's this about Pokemon cards?
So remember a while ago we talked about how since people were getting hurt and dying over Pokemon cards, they stopped stocking them on some stores' shelves, including Target and kind of Walmart and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
So silently, which makes sense, they have now restocked those cards in Target. You can just walk in and buy them now. I went in myself today, bought some Chilling Reign, which is the newest pack that just came out. However, they do limit you to 2 Pokemon items per order. And I say items because I tried buying 3 packs and like a 25th anniversary Pikachu thing,
Uh-huh.
and they wouldn't let me buy 3 booster packs and that. So I was at the self-checkout, and the girl was like, "Oh yeah, you can't buy more than 3 per transaction." I was like, "I'll just do 2 separate transactions." And she was like, "You can't, but I'm gonna pretend like I didn't hear you say that," and then gave me the card pack back and walked away. So I did that. But yeah, no, if you're trying to get cards again, and I assume if you're into it, you're actually one of the people who are listening to this podcast, go out and get your cards before the scalpers figure out that they're back and completely run it into the fucking ground again.
Bought 6 packs 2 weeks ago.
Nice. I actually bought the Pokemon.
And by the way, there is a way around that thing you were talking about.
Yeah, multiple transactions.
No, it's even easier.
The system blocks you. What are you gonna tell me?
I just went to self checkout and it let me buy 6 packs right away.
I was in Target self checkout. It limited me.
Oh,
to 2
you went
packs.
to Target. I went to Walmart. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Gotcha.
Walmart. They don't give a fuck. That's lawless.
No, they give no fucks.
And that came with some special stuff. It came with some metal dice.
Mm.
But it came with something even more interesting. The ETBs from the Pokemon Center are misprinted.
Oh.
Every ETB is supposed to come with 10 booster packs. These were accidentally packed with 8. So, because of that, they are if I decide to keep the ETB, which I am, I'm keeping it sealed, by the way. If I decide to keep the ETB, they will send me the 2 additional packs that they forgot. They are refunding me $10 to the card that I used to pay for it. And they're also sending me the Galarian versions of Moltres, Articuno, and Zapdos for free. As like oops, we're sorry. So, I'm happy with that because I literally wanted all 3 of those. And I'm getting all 3 of those because they fucked up. So that's great.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I'm going to keep this one sealed, though, because I'm waiting to see if this is going to be, like, a thing, or if it's not worth anything, then I'll be like, all right, whatever. But I'll sell it to somebody who's stupid enough to pay, like, triple for 2 less card packs in a fucking box. But yeah, get your Pokemon card on.
Got to buy them, got to buy them. Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Another news. Kojima's up to something. Question mark?
Possibly.
Yeah, seems so.
Maybe, probably.
I don't know. So how does this story go? I've only like seen bits and pieces of it. So basically, like what? There's a company in the Netherlands that's supposedly making a game,
Called Abandoned.
Abandoned, and it's this is just literally a repeat of like the Phantom Pain like
It
story.
really is.
Yeah, it's just like there's a mysterious man that's running the company, and his name like translates to like Kojima in some language. And
If you translate Kojima from Japanese to Turkish, it literally translates to this man's last name.
Yeah.
yeah, and Jeff Keighley is like, "Oh, I promise it's a real person, everyone. This is not a repeat of what I did last time."
Yeah, so this is a PS5 exclusive game also. The gameplay / trailer, I say with quotes, looks photorealistic. It looks like, again, something out of like Silent Hills all over again, basically. It came out of nowhere. The developer has never made anything. They don't exist. They have no footnote.
Wrong.
Oh, really?
They have an early access game on Steam that came
Okay.
out December of this past year,
And
and it's trash apparently. But if you look up Blue Box Studios on Steam, they have, like I said, one game that's in early access that I don't even think you can buy or get anymore, but like it's on there.
I don't even see it on here.
I will find it for you.
Okay.
So, anyways, the speculation is that this is a shell company,
Yeah.
and it's just Kojima being Kojima, and trying to
Doing-
surprise us all again.
Also, the other
In general,
speculation is due to how many of the assets that have been shown, quote unquote, for this game, it looks like PT assets, but not really. Haha, don't sue me, sort of deal.
Yeah. The other thing is too, I mean, this episode's launching tomorrow, and supposedly, their interactive, first of its kind PS5 demo is coming out tomorrow
For Abandon?
for a band. So did you hear about that?
No, I didn't hear about it.
So there's an app coming out for the PS5 that is basically an interactive trailer
Oh god, here we
that
go
you
again.
can use to make your own, to like explore the game trailer, and like it's weird how they've been describing it, but it has like, so like, are we all three in agreement that PT was a playable trailer?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm getting vibes of like that,
Mm-hmm.
but it's more so like a procedurally generated trailer. It's weird how they've been describing
But
it.
here's the other thing. Why the hell is this unknown company that's had a very bad game on Steam? Which, by the way, that blue box that I'm looking at on Steam may not be the same one.
It may not be.
It doesn't look like the same one.
Actually, no, it is, because if you look at the I mean, it could be somebody making like a fake account. I don't know, but this was back in December.
Mhm.
So their icon is Best Level User Experience Blue Box Game Studios, and that's what Blue stands for, Best Level User Experience. Which
Yeah,
I
but
don't
when you
even know what the fuck that means.
that game, right? The
You
one
can't
that
get
says no. If you go to the page, it says developer is Create Q Interactive,
Yeah.
and publisher is Create Q Interactive.
So I don't know what that's all
So
about.
yeah.
But yeah, so this supposed demo was supposed to launch on the 27th, but they then delayed it till Friday because of localization issues.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly enough, too, they've put out a video message from their quote-unquote CEO, Hassan, and then yesterday they put a video on their Twitter from some guy from Nuare, which is an outsourcing studio, which, if you look at their pedigree, most of what they've worked on are like PlayStation blockbusters, like Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, stuff like that. But it's like a weird thing, like, as like a game studio, you have like one of your random outsourcing like no-name outsourcing studios talk about, hey, this is a real company, but like also be super vague about it. So like, I don't know, that's kind of weird.
Well, not to mention too, like you got to think about even just with the other thing that you were just talking about, like nobody has really done anything like that trailer thing that they're talking about before, and all of a sudden Sony's just like, yeah, we're gonna let some unknown company.
Right, exactly.
just
It
do
seems
this
that
random thing.
reeks of there's something else going on here. Yeah.
Yeah, and the idea. I read something a little bit different than Nick. So I don't know if my information is just older because it was a few days ago. But the way that it was described to me was like, so it's like you have a trailer, but normally you get a trailer on like say the PlayStation store or whatever. It's just like a video of what's going on. But supposedly this is the trailer that's just like it's rendered in engine on the system, as opposed to just being like a video. And I was like, that's just kind of weird. Like I just don't understand.
Yeah, why there's no name studio?
Yeah,
Is able to do something this big.
Yeah.
And it's a PlayStation 5 exclusive. None of this makes sense.
exactly. That's why everyone's just like, yeah, Kojima, come on, get out of the shadows. We know
So-
you're there.
Chances are this time tomorrow we will know what the fuck is going on. And part of me really wants it to be a Kojima thing, but then the other part of me that really just wants it to be some shit game dev making like some awful game is coming, and I'm like, ooh, that would also be funny.
Yeah.
But
We just got to figure, like, because the thing is, it's like they haven't put out anything. It's
No.
just like you don't get a developer with no publisher that's never done anything before. All of a sudden, and like no name, like not even like a no name behind it. Like I mean, if Cliff Kaczynski opened up a studio, like a name that people know, like they might be interested enough to be like, oh, we'll throw you a bone, whatever. But it's just like, yeah, some random guy in Europe just made a studio, and they just want to do all this crazy new stuff. And
adding to that, actually,
Mm-hmm.
the location of this supposed studio just so happens to be the same location as the satellite studio that Kojima set up when he was working alongside of Guerrilla Games, working with their engine and everything.
Yeah.
Adding more to that, Blue Box Studios logo, if you invert it, is the PlayStation Studios logo.
What do you mean?
Literally, the colors for Blue Box Studios and the
Same
logo,
text,
if
too.
inverted, is the exact same thing. So is the text.
Yeah, it's the same text too.
Ruh-roh. So yeah, it's
But
yourself.
there's other oddities about it too, because they have a history of them being on Kickstarter.
Mhm.
The Twitter itself was created back in January 2015. Now, here's the thing. Who's to say that it wasn't just some random Twitter that they had lying around? They're like, hey, let's just change the handle and run with it. That's also like a possibility.
Yeah.
Because obviously when you have a marketing firm as large as Sony's, chances are you have a few dead Twitter handles that are inactive. And you're just like, hey, let's just change this handle real quick.
You probably have some explicitly for that purpose.
That
So,
too. Yeah.
Just have these sit around for a little bit.
Man, here's another thing that someone pointed out. I'm about to play this at half speed and see what happens. Oh my goodness, it's true. It's true. Holy shit. Alright, so June 17th, Abandon the Game put out a trailer as well, which apparently this is the developer, right? And the first letter that's typed is an S, and then like it makes the noise of another letter being typed after it, but then they backspace instead and write A B, like they were gonna start writing Silent Hills or some shit. Dude, these guys are trolling so hard. Either that or Kojima just man, come on, dude.
Some of the other weird things that people have also noticed too recently is that Kojima and Konami have recently refollowed each other on Twitter.
That's what I was just gonna say. Yeah.
Which I mean is hilarious because that's like a, hey, did you see that couple? They started following each other. So I'm gonna say this. I have not 100% put my all that this is a Kojima thing. However, there is a lot of evidence that points that this is not a normal situation. And if Kojima is involved, I would not be shocked.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Especially because a few years ago he was talking about he's writing a new horror game, and obviously we haven't heard anything new besides the director's cut of fucking Death Stranding, which also had the flag. What's his name? Had the Norway flag on him, which is where the studio is located.
Wait, was it? Did he actually have the Norway flag on him?
Yeah,
Are you serious?
Sam had. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's in the PS5 trailer?
Oh, let me look it up for you real quick.
I'm going to look. I've got the trailer up right now. No fucking way, dude.
It was something like along those lines. Like, either it was like the flag of Norway, or so, like there was something on Sam Porter Bridges' character in the trailer that when you watch it, it's on there.
Alright, I want to see this.
So you might have to go rewatch the trailer.
I'm in the trailer right now.
Yeah. But it was like
It's a
something like
fucking Norway flag. It's on the
Yeah.
back of his thing. I literally see it right now.
So it's weird. Why would the Norway flag be on the back of Sam Porter Bridges? That has nothing to do with Death Stranding.
Because he really likes Norway.
Yeah, he's a fan.
He's a fan.
What the fuck, dude? Why?
So that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of things
Yeah.
that are just like, interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely more than enough where you can be like, oh, this is just, grasping at straws. Like, this is like, you got enough circumstantial evidence that you could definitely be like, yeah, I'm concerned here. Like, where there's smoke, there's fire, and where there's fire, there's Kojima. And
Yeah.
that's where we're at.
So, I'll be very interested to see what comes of it tomorrow. I'm assuming we're gonna get the same thing as we did with the Phantom Pain when that was announced. Like, this game's gonna be announced and it's gonna be like Silent Hill : Abandoned.
Yeah, no,
Something
exactly.
like that.
Or like Abandoned Hills.
Or just like like something along those lines. Because the other thing is too, people found the images from the trailer, the procedurally generated forests were off of some like 3D like rendering website that you could just buy them and be like, I made these. So
Wonderful.
yep, a lot of weird shit. So
yeah.
Yep.
Not nearly as weird as that story, but apparently a new Dead Space is going to be unveiled next month.
I hope so.
We will see.
Or like a collection. I'll take a collection.
So apparently it's a reboot. That's what they're saying. The reboot made by EA Motive.
Ooh, that's what they've done.
I don't remember. I meant to look it too. I don't know.
Let's see. EA Motive. Motive Studios. Oh no. They've worked on 2 games.
Oh good. Hopefully it was Dead Space 1 and 2.
Nope. So EA Motive is the studio that was founded by Jade Raymond.
Oh no.
So all they've worked on is Battlefront 2 and Squadrons.
Yeah, so all right, no hope for this game.
Yeah.
No hope for this game. But we'll see. Maybe you never know. I honestly part of me is very hopeful on the inside. Like I want it to be I love Dead Space. I hope it's something great. But like the little bird on my shoulder is just like, remember Mirror's Edge, like whatever that reboot was.
Oh
yeah. Like, oh no.
It was really bad.
Yeah. So I like Dead Space 3. Dead Space 3, I mean, like, there's definitely issues with it, but it's like, it's not that bad. Like,
it's not that bad if you ignore that the first and second game exist.
I mean, it's not like as good as those, but like I enjoyed the story beats they had, like Dead Space 3, and not as horror based, but it was tolerable, I guess. But the DLC was fucking fantastic. Whatever that was, I don't remember. So yeah, it was good. But yeah, so hopefully something good. But yeah, supposedly it's like reboot straight from the beginning, not a continuation, like just whole new universe or something.
Well, all right.
Yeah. So I'm sure it'll be like totally fucked up. It'll probably just be like Dead Space in name only. Like it'll be like just a space shooter. That would be so disappointing.
I would hate my life, honestly.
It's like a Dead Space like battle royale.
Oh no.
So,
oh no.
Oh yes. But supposedly it's going to be unveiled at E3's, or not E3, EA's thing next month. And I guess they were like possibly even sooner. Like EA, I guess, wants to get ahead of the rumors because it's starting to leak like fucking crazy now.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, July's just around the corner.
It is.
Yeah. And the last bit, new Cyberpunk is playable on PS4.
Question mark.
Question mark. Yeah, I like it's got the warning, right? That's what you're going to talk about?
Yeah, so Cyberpunk got relisted back on the PlayStation Store this past week with a huge asterisk. Basically, both PlayStation and CD Projekt Red were like, hey, this is back on the store. You can go ahead and buy it if you would like. Hey, by the way, would strongly recommend that you don't buy it on PS4 and only play it on the PS4 Pro or PS5.
Yeah.
And the upgrade for the next-gen version is coming in the later half of 2021. And they're going to continue working on stability improvements for the PS4 version. But what I've heard, I haven't tried it, I should really break out. I have a spare base model PS4 that I really just want to play this game on. The base model version basically is super stripped down. Like there's no other like there's maybe like one or two other vehicles on the road. Like the city isn't as densely populated. There's really nothing going on. They had to remove a lot of what brings the city to life to even get this thing to run. To run, actually, I guess is where I would end that statement on PS4. Because it doesn't run good. So basically, they're just like, don't play this on PS4. Don't unless you have a PS4 Pro. Don't play this on PS4.
And even then, it's just like you probably still should. But if you really want,
I have yet to touch that game since all of the other updates came out to PC. I don't know what state it's currently in on PC. I am interested in picking it back up and playing it when the PS5 update comes out, because I'll probably end up playing it on PS5 out of anything, and then I'll see what it's like then and compare it to what I originally experienced. But yeah, nah, don't buy that. Don't give them your money if it's on PS4 at all. Very unfortunate. That's a very weird thing that Sony was like, "Hey, we delisted it because it doesn't work," and then they're like, "All right, well, we'll put it back on, but it only works on 2/3 of our platforms." So
why not?
yeah, why not? We'll just take. Also, it's still $60. Imagine the balls.
Mm.
Yeah, I feel like that should be lower.
I feel like it should be like 20 at this point.
Be like, hey, I know this isn't the best version of the game, but if you really want to try it, at least half off.
At least, yeah. So, but I guess too is like they couldn't do that because like, well, if they make it $20 for the PS4 version and $60 for the PS5, they would be like, well, I'll just buy the PS4 version and upgrade my shit.
Well, yeah, but then you'd have to do, if you're gonna go that route, you have to do like some like shiesty thing, like one of those companies where they just backtrack and just be like, okay, well, we're gonna decrease the price here because of the quality, but if you want to upgrade, it's gonna be like $20 or something.
Yeah.
There's another thing I wanted to point out that you guys missed about Abandon, because I kept reading stuff. I'm so sorry. Apparently we could do some sick kick flips with some Silent Hill skateboards and other such shit that have been added randomly to the Konami website now.
Yeah, that stuff came out.
And there's also the picture that says Silent Hill, and it's off center, and it looks like it should have said Silent Hill. I'm sorry, I was just reading more stuff. Please forgive me.
It's okay. It's okay. That's all the news I have. Apparently, there's a rumor that Sega wants to make Sonic into a VTuber. I saw that.
Interesting.
Oh no!
What?
I don't think Sonic should be a VTuber. That would just be... That'd be spooky.
You love VTubers.
I do, that's why Sonic shouldn't be one.
Maybe he'll be like super sexy.
No!
He does
You'll
like
be
the
a hot
hot
tub
tub
streamer.
reviews.
Yeah.
See, me and Nick are on the same page on this one. See, it sounds like perfect. So, yeah, that's all I got. You guys ready to wrap up then?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone for listening to us tonight. Don't forget you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google, Amazon, wherever else you get your podcasts. And if you want to reach out to us, we're on Facebook, Twitter. You can send us email gamecrunchcast@gmail.com. And don't forget to share the podcast with a friend. We always appreciate it when you do. Brandon.
Yeah?
Any final thoughts?
Nah. I'm good.
Okay. Nick.
I do. This is going back to something I was mentioning earlier on the podcast. I will be digging out my Wii U, and what I plan on doing is streaming the first 4 Metroids.
Oh.
And playing those.
So I think you're gonna stream like Game Boy Metroid 2?
So I have a Retron, and I'll probably end up using that to stream because I have a copy of Metroid 2 for Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was thinking of maybe playing like Samus Returns on my 3DS like on the side because I have no way of doing that on PC.
Okay.
But I'll be playing Zero Mission, regular 2, Super, and then Fusion because both Fusion and Zero Mission are available on the Wii U. So I'll buy both of those on the Wii U, and I will be streaming all of those starting next week.
That is exciting.
You can watch along on my Twitch, twitch.tv/bb_pepperoni chan. And yeah, so I'll probably tweet it, or not tweet it. Well, I'll tweet it on my personal account when I go live, but also share it on the Game Crunch Facebook when I also go live with it as well.
All right, sounds good. And remind me, I'll retweet it for you soon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
with that said, my name is Mike Anastasia. You can find me online. I'm Clash Penguin on Twitter or your favorite gaming console. And until next week, game on.
Game
Games.
on.
There's a lot. It's all at once.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not enough.
Okay.
We need an army of Craigs. More the merrier.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Oh, we need like 70. Oopsies.
Oopsies.
Oopsies.